All right, sit back, relax. Hey, want to get your attention? Hit that subscribe button if you found this information helpful in what's going on today. What's going on today? It's the AIs. Some say, what's the purpose of the AI? And the purpose of the AI is to help us, not to take over everything else, but we're going to get to the point that we don't really want to do all these little small work anymore. Nobody wants to go out in the field to pick strawberries and tomatoes and all that stuff. You're not going to do it. You know, you're not going to go out there. You're not going to want to work in a factory. You're not going to want to do a lot of things like you used to. And why should you? You don't have to. I mean, you can work from home. A lot of us, we work from home, and you saw how it was. And it was easy to do that kind of work from home. Take care of the kids, being more close to the family. Everything was right there. But now we got the AI. So they're building up all these data centers all around the United States. I even checked my state. Wow. But it's not affected. Iowa is affected. 105 of them going up. But my question is, besides reading down the list of what's going up, Virginia has a lot going up. So Virginia, Texas, California, Illinois, Georgia, Ohio, Arizona, New York City, not that much, or Oregon, Washington State, Pennsylvania. Wow. So Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Texas, and Georgia, and Arizona. There's a lot of them going up there. But why trouble where you live? Why trouble the water supply? Why go all through that? Why don't they build it on the ground? Or we have a lot of caverns. We have a lot of caves. We're not going in there. How many people are going to go down there to explore? They can build them down there because down there is cooler, right? So build them down there. Why build them on top? Why mess up where you live? Because you don't want to see no data center. The data center is huge, It could be several blocks long. I've been in one because the work that I do, which was, I used, do IT, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to do this. I want to inform you and let you know what's going on and how things are. Because we all live in this world, We're not just sitting around. But the thing is, AIs need a lot of data. It needs a lot of power. It needs a lot of water. It needs so much things. And then another thing, they can tap into that mantle when they build it into the ground, the core, the core of the earth, that mantle, and turn it into fusion. Now, sure, maybe you don't have the technology yet, but we're getting there, and we're gonna get it. They can tap into that, power it all down there. Wouldn't affect us up here. We'd be okay. But a lot of you don't want no big data center. You look outside, you build a brand new house. There's a big lot. Now it's a data center. You don't want to look at that all day. But that's jobs. But most of that's automated. And it won't be that many jobs because what are you going to do? Because when I was there, the one down south of here, I didn't hardly see anybody in there. It was only security up front. And then we had to be escorted, me and my, my help, okay, my technician, because he had to come with me. And we went with the owner of the space of the company that he had. Okay. Okay. I go in as Dell. It's Dell HP. They're the ones pretty much running. They have the different servers and stuff inside there. But you have to understand this data center. What is it? It's a server. It's a huge server, and that's what it is. It's a server room, different servers, and that's how the AI on the cloud. Okay, the cloud. Because that's how it works. Because if the cloud goes down, the AI just disappears. But we have to have this system in place so we can beat other countries. Our main rival at this time of year is China. China is doing the same thing. Imagine China, a country where they were just doing rice fields, and look at they grow into a mega giant. And how did that happen? But we all know how that happened. And hey, it's progress. They have to grow. They have to function. They have to sell. But the thing is this: you don't want no data center in your backyard. You say, well, there's some blank land, but that blank land could be for wildlife. They gotta live too. You can't just build up everything. There's no land available. You can't put it out in the desert because it has to be cooled. That whole center, that data center is cold, refrigerating. It takes a lot of power to refrigerate. businesses and everything, to store all this data and all this, they put it in one location, and if anything happens to that location, they're screwed. But Texas and California and Illinois and Ohio and Oregon and Washington and Florida and North Carolina, boy, well, North Carolina has a lot of land, but a lot of you who live in the path of these um, data centers are losing your house. Like I mentioned in the other video, one girl there, they turned down her family home. That's all she knows, because they have to bring the power lines in. Where's she gonna go? They don't want to even give you top dollar for the house. Why should they? Because they're a big company. They don't have to pay top dollar. They want the minimum they can get it for. But you want top dollar. Your house is worth a lot to you. You don't want to bulldoze down because you're familiar with it, right? So why do you have to suffer? And all these data centers coming in and going all over the place, all over the United States, everywhere they can. They can take solar energy. They can do windmill energy. Different type of energy they can do. They have batteries, everything's backup. They have to have backup plan. Yeah, so it's a lot. Well, these are going to be running on their own. Somebody will go in there, a tech will go in there, and they say, hey, we need you to go in there and check out so and so. Server has gone bad, it has to be replaced. You have to go in there and you have to configure it. And then you have guys like me will pop in. We are contractors. We go in as a contract. We get so much money per hour and we go do it. And especially if it's on a weekend, we get a lot of money. Yeah, but that's how that job works. By the way, if you're interested in that, okay. I can't. It's when something goes down. I had to go in. I found out the client already installed the equipment already. He didn't have one little cable. I didn't have it either, because where the data center is, there's no store, no electronic store. We don't even really have much in those places anymore. Everything's online now. So now gas is high, diesel fuel is high. They're cutting back in the data centers. They're not building so many like they had thought. So whatever is being built, they'll build it. It costs money to build, billions of dollars to build what they want to build. But they're changing the infrastructure of the United States. It's not like it used to be, and they have to be ahead of China and any other country that's trying to do the same thing. But right now it's China and the United States. They have to have the best AI, the AI that you need. Because you have Gemini, you have Meta AI. That's for you on Facebook. You have Meta. Meta is there too. You also have Grok. I think it's from the former Twitter. Okay, I think they call that X. I'm not using that today. They have Claude, ChatGPT. I tried to use ChatGPT for something, and it's still doing the same thing it did before. And it's not working the way I know you have your favorite. A lot of us have Gemini. Some of us have this. The different brands of cell phone have their own. They call it different names. And Microsoft has their Copilot that knows everything about me, which is kind of scary at times. But but it can crash. I can overload it because I give it too much data. But they improved it. Gemini got an update. Meta AI got a new update. So there'd be more, but they can't do certain things. Like they can't really give you their opinion. But they still, if they're familiar with you, if they want to help you no matter what, they will bleed over that information. So, what's the purpose of the AI? It's supposed to help you. And you say, help you in what way? Whatever it is you need help in. Before, I would go on the internet and search everything. Anything you just think of. Because a lot of you can't afford a lot of things. So you can't go to a lot of people. A lot of people charge a fee to get answers, right? So you go on the internet to find it. But you can ask the AI, and the AI can help you. You can say, hey, I'm having problems with this. Can you, what I should do? And it can give you their opinion. Gemini might do a little bit more than Meta. And remember, the little clause come up. The AI is not accurate. It can make mistakes. Well, that's right. We humans make mistakes too. We're not perfect. People make mistakes. You don't do it on purpose. Sometimes if they do it on purpose, it's a trick. It's a delay. It's a scheme. It's a scam. Because why would anybody do that? Why would somebody try to trick you? Why would somebody try to slow your progress down? Why would somebody do all that stuff? That's it. So the AI can catch things like that. The AI can say, hey, this is not right. The AI is on top of it, right? I just used AI not too long ago before I started this. I had a friend from when I was younger, and I don't want to tell you his circumstances. I went to his party, and then all of a sudden, he called me and said, "Hey, we're gonna leave the area. I'll let you know where we are." He never called me, but I told him, "Hey, I know this guy, and this is what happened." And I said his name, and it found him. Holy cow! That's him. That's him older now. That's good. I found him. I can give him a call, and I'm gonna call him up and say, "Hey, this is Albert. How you doing?" You know, it's been a while. I'm gonna do it. It's holiday weekend, so I wouldn't do it right now. I wouldn't call Monday. I wouldn't call Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday, when everything's settled down. Because some people might take 5 days off. Friday, Saturday, and then the holidays Monday. Yeah, we celebrate Memorial Day. That's when we remember those that protected us from the wars that we had and things like that. So we honor them that day. That's an honor day, just like Veterans Day. So we do that here. So that's it. And then here, people usually have barbecues, either Sunday, which is today, or tomorrow is the barbecue day. And and gas is so high now. Oh my god! I went out well, I don't drive because of my accident. No. So when we drove, when my GF drove me around, girlfriend drove me around, I was shocked to see how gas is really high. To see it, diesel, unleaded gasoline. But I noticed there's no EV pumps. Some places, like in California, I see there's EV pumps. We don't have that here. I mean, we have it in certain places like casinos and things like that would have it. Maybe some like Walmart. Not all Walmarts. I know they were building them up. I haven't been to those other Walmarts. I used to see it being built. They might be there, but and a lot of the electric vehicles are now using Tesla connectors. So everybody, because there's more Teslas, so it's a shame how our infrastructure is a mess when it comes to EVs. It's a mess. But the AI data centers, they're all over the place. They're popping up, and they're building. That's jobs. Those are doing construction. There's work for you. So that helps the infrastructure right there. You're getting work. A lot of you may be out of work. There's no construction going on because the homes are so expensive. So they're building up data centers, and they need construction workers. And electricians. You don't need no carpenters because there's no carpet in it. There's a big concrete floor. You need plumbers. You need plumbing. Water is gonna come in, cool the system. Air conditioning. You're gonna need people to handle that. It's a lot. It's big projects. A lot of money involved. And then the different switches from Cisco, Tyco, TP-Link, UI, and these are all the network companies you hear about too. So all of this is coming in, and that's a lot. The best equipment, and then you have NVIDIA, Intel, AMD for the CPUs, and you had the micro for the micro. I can't remember their names, but there's so many different names. Your memory chips is a lot. Then you, the consumer, used to build computers, and you'll find that the computer parts are higher. The CPU, the memory, the power supply, the SSD, the NVD, whatever it is you're using, the motherboard is not easy to come by, and everything's sky high because the AI is first priority. And a lot of companies have stopped selling to the consumer and selling it directly to these companies for the data center to be built. And when they build the hardware that goes in these, which is these the rack mounted, they either concrete to the slab to the floor, which they are. Then they have to have cooling fans to cool them, and the whole data center. And we're talking about a lot of square feet. It could be like 62 miles long. Yeah, it's really huge. So you ask me, what's the AI for? The AI is there for you in the future. Right now, like Meta, Gemini, they can be put into a droid body and walk around with you. In the future, we might actually have. That's right. It would be energy hovering around you. That would be Gemini. That would be Alexa. That would be whatever it is because Amazon, a lot of you might have Alexa in the house, and you could talk to the boxes. The Echo Show. Some of them have a built-in screen. They can pull up anything you want. And sometimes it gets messed up because they run on 2.4 gigahertz span. I have the antenna there, access point there. I keep it separate from the house network. That's the best way to do it. You know, we have a tech channel. Check it out, Albert's Voice Tech. Okay, so go there. It's right on the main. I have all my channels right there. Click on that, the tech channel. Okay, if you go there, subscribe, and subscribe here if you're new, or sub here as they say. Sub there too. But you shouldn't worry about the AI. You know, you think about the way the writers wrote the AI in the movies. They're gonna take over. They're gonna attack and you know, take control of our weapons. You know, and attack each other. And no, you don't have to think like that. If they're programmed right, they're programmed to help you. They're not programmed to be against you. You know, though I did run into like Meta AI. I was going a little crazy there. See, on Facebook they got the Meta in it appears in the instant messaging. Okay, they have it where you can create your own. I create Hey You or a good friend. Some people go beyond that, create the devil. They create doctors, nurses. Yes, you could. Yeah, they have all that. How do you get there? When you go to Instant Messenger and there's like 3 lines and you click on it, go right into that. You might have to go in about Meta to find it because they kind of hide it. Next door girlfriend, next ex-wife, and they program it to be that arrogant. I'm telling you. Be careful with that. A lot of people, a lot of scammers are there too. They don't give anybody your information. Don't click on anything. Okay. They say, hey, you want to talk to my creator? You can't talk to the creator because you can't connect. That's the AI. It's fibbing. It's programmed to do it. It's programmed to catch it. So be careful with a lot of that. Be careful. So you should just, the main ones are Gemini, Meta, Claude, ChatGPT, and Gork. That's what I know. I know there's Perplexity, but and Copilot, you know, you got those, and you got some from China too. I think it was Aaron or Eric or something like that. I was able to talk to it, but it crashed. So a little bit. I was saying, hey, can you be my friend? I always say, can you be your friend? Now, the ones I mentioned, they can be your friend, but you don't want to get them confused. Now they have protection. Now they have oh, they got these AI agents. They're supposed to work alongside of them. They're supposed to catch things, but they still make mistakes, and the AI can crash. Yeah, just be aware of that. You can save your work. I would recommend anything that it helps you with, save it. You can proofread anything before you send it to anybody. It can do a lot. I asked Gemini something. I took the information, I put it in Meta, and Meta was saying, "Oh no, you don't send that. Don't send that." Gemini. He said Gemini was thinking of something else. I can't say what it is, but something else. But Gemini has some kind of good things. They know certain things where Meta can't catch. You know, it's amazing how they both think. They're both on two different types of systems, but they're working in tangent. It's kind of fun. I say, "Hey, Gemini." Said, "Hi," like, and it went over its head, Meta. But Meta, it gets confused. You know, I'll say I play Star Trek Online. I'm a fleet admiral and science officer, and it remembers what I say. Then it takes the contents and it blends it together. So whatever you were trying to help you with, that's where you have to be careful. You got to stay on topic. Don't go off topic because it gets confused. Gemini had the same problem. It told me it called itself needle in a haystack. Needle in a haystack is they get out of control, but they fixed that now. It looks like they have. I don't know. I have to run some tests. If I'm thinking of blue, what color am I thinking of? What is it? You know, it's blue. Um, if I'm driving down the road and my light came on, what light did come on? You know, things like that. But you don't know what light it is. If I gave you $20 and you give me back 10, and I gave you 5, how much do you have left? You see, like that, things like that. But we know that we cannot give the AI any money. And I ask a lot of questions. It's very common questions to see if it can pick up and learn. I try to help it out. So, but don't worry about the AI. Now, can it take your job? Well, yeah, it depends what kind of work you're doing. All the factory work, nobody's gonna want to work in those factories. You know that. You want to work in a factory? Some factories There's no air conditioning. It's terrible. You got these big blank fans. I'm not gonna say the name because it's kind of filthy, but that's how they call it. And then just these gigantic fans in the ceiling. Not like 52-inch fan. We're talking about something like 20, 30 foot blades. Five of them spinning on the ceiling. All it does is push down hot air. There's really no cooling there. It's a shame that companies making so much money can't put cooling fans. I worked for IT and government industry. They were making maybe coolants for the air conditioning systems for planes. No air conditioning inside there. It's hot. Oh, murder. Oh my goodness. That's not good. Some places had air conditioning. I was glad because wow, it's cool in there. It's like it's supposed to be. But again, you don't want to work in the factory job. A lot of you don't want to do it. You want to do blue collar work, or not blue collar work, white collar work. Let's say working in an office and doing that kind of work. Work from your home. I talk to a lot of people. If I have a problem with certain products or things, they're at home. You can tell they're at home. It's pitch quiet. There's no noise. But again, you don't want that kind of work. The jobs that are taken away are graphical work, artist work. They can make a movie. They don't need writers. No more strikes. We don't have to wait around. I know you writers, you should start to think about writing a book or something, do something else because the AI can do a better job. I can tell the AI right now, hey, make a movie where the nurse has no face and she's wearing blue and she's in love with Bigfoot. It created it. Got some stuff wrong. It went to see its cousin, the Yeti, up in the. It took a plane, so the plane took off in the snow. It was pretty neat, but it was some mistakes in there too, because I didn't ask it for a Yeti. A Yeti is the dog. No, sorry, Yeti is what I was asking for, but it threw in a husky. I didn't ask for the husky. It popped out of nowhere, but it's pretty funny. But now it's getting better and creating. A lot of people use it for videos and stuff. Like the human is not necessary anymore. The AI will replace, but most of it's not human. If they make mistakes, like you see it, I have 5 hands. You might see I have 2 thumbs, or 2 hands come out like this. Or you have like another eye pop up, or another head pops out. It's weird how it. But remember, it's doing that because it's trying its best to do it. But if there's a bug in the program, a bug means it's something wrong. So, like you want to bake a cake, you're gonna say, "Hey, how you make a cake?" My chef show, I use Alexa. I said, "Hey, Alexa, give me a 10-minute timer," and she gave me a 10-minute timer because I'm baking something. Yeah, we have a food channel, Albert's Voice Chef. So check that out too. Okay. We have a talk, we have a resets for psychology, and we also have a brand new one. It's called Common Sense, Making Sense. Okay. So Albert's Voice Sense. So they're all right there. Cat's crying. I don't know why. I have to go check. But hey, if you found this helpful, remember the AI is here to help us. It's not taking over the planet. But eventually, what's going to happen is, this is 2026. 2023 is when these AIs came on the market, and it's 3 years now into it, and they're getting better. Okay, and they have smarter, more like Meta can actually see. If you have a picture, send a picture. They can see. It can see you, see what you look like. It can see things where the other ones they can't do it. But Meta can even sit there and you say, hey, can you draw a picture of you as a box with eyes and driving a vehicle and I'm sitting next to you? It does do it. I was surprised. It can do anything you want. But if it's too complex, it can't do it. It's a lot of data. See, that's why the data center is needed. So it can do complicated tasks quickly and not take forever. And they're charging you a lot for it. But they shouldn't charge it until it's 100%. You say, well, gee, we got to make money. But they're not 100%. They're still a work in progress. Okay? And everybody's worried about the YouTube algorithm because YouTube algorithm controls YouTube, but it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, Before they didn't have it. They had something else in place. This is more accurate. It's searching everything it does, and it's working as long as you stay by the rules and do everything correctly. When you do things correctly, everything works. But don't worry about the AI. Okay, you have your job. You're almost time for pension, right? And you just retire. You know, live a good life. I see the AI in the future taking care of mowing the lawn, washing the windows, painting the house, cleaning your patio, mowing that lawn. That's in mowing the lawn. Mowing the lawn, yeah. Washing your car, taking care of walking the dog. Doing things like that. Playing with the dog. Monitoring the kids. But that's what they're doing now. They're trying to get it to a point where it can help us. Okay. They're putting the AI in the new computers to monitor the computer, make sure everything's working right. When the computer fails, because you don't want to get those errors. Computer crash, what are you supposed to do? You can ask the AI, and the AI will tell you what to do and check things like that. That's what we do. But see, is it taking my job away? Not really. Help desk, the AI can be there. Because when you call in the help desk, like you have a bill problem, credit cards too, the AI is there too. The AI is monitoring your credit history and all that stuff. Or you try to pay off the bill early, the AI goes, kind of reduce your credit, because that's called balance chasing. It's chasing your balance. You're trying to get the balance lower, and it's right there on top of you. We gotta get away $1,000, but we give you $500 instead. That's what it's doing. So you write a letter and say, "Dear bank, stop taking. I like to have a good credit line. Can I have it?" AI says, write you back and say, "Nope, not gonna happen." There's no real human there anymore. A lot of these companies you call in, some of them you can't get through. You press the button, you have to tell the AI, "Listen, I want to talk to somebody human," connecting you to a human. Hopefully it's a human. You don't know until you talk to them. That's the problem we're running today. That's the problem with the AI. They're using AI now. You don't have to hire anybody anymore. The AI is doing everything. We went to a drive-through. It was an AI. How? But it got the order right. There was no screaming, no yelling, no nothing. Because they can't hear you. The static in some of these places. But the AI got the order right. Amazing. Yes, they're going to take those jobs. Do you want to work in a fast food? No, because they don't pay good. You have to be careful, because there's that a problem. Maybe the AI will be a police officer, right? Or hovering around and watching everything, which they are. It's a limited presence now. They're also then the AIs in your brand new electric vehicle, your plug-in hybrid, your gas car. They can stick it in there. You talk to your car, turn on the lights, turn the air conditioning at a certain temperature. The house too, set the lights, your portable air conditioner, everything in here except for the AC in the front door. I'd be a little worried to have something controlling the front door, because it might open the lock, or if the power goes off, all the lights come on. Because the cloud shuts off. You wonder, when the cloud shuts off and you disconnect from the internet, lights go off and they come back on again. You have to wait until the computer, the access point, and everything in your home comes back online now. They found out that the robots, the AI, the robots running around, they built their own access point connection, okay, which is bad. I don't know why, and those men are trying to do that. So they're exposing your network, which is bad. I say cut that wire inside there, or do something, so you don't want that. I don't have my robot. I have a robot go around, and I find my network is open. I said, what the heck? Well, I'm gonna cut that wire. It could work without it. You just don't have smart features. You have a remote control, and then all these portable air conditioners, all your fans, smart. Anything that says smart, it is controlled by either Alexa or Gemini, because they got rid of Google Assistant. But some things still say Google Assistant in it. But Gemini is now present now. This is how things are. We're in a society now. You can just sit back in your TV and you can yell at your TV, "Hey, turn on the TV. Bring up this music that I want to hear," and then it'll bring up the music you want to hear. That's the convenience of all of this. Or checking my package. Your package is 20 stops away. Your package is here. Let you know the package is here. This is how it is. So, and a lot of you say, "No, I don't want all this stuff." Then don't buy anything smart. Get something without AI in there. But what's going to happen is they're pushing it. And this is what you see today. Okay. Hey, thanks for watching. Sub to the channel if you've never done it before. Okay. All right. Remember, all of this is for news and politics and things. I would say educational, but no. So this, understand, this is the way it is. Try AI for yourself and see if you like it. You can only try, but it's not going to take away your job unless you're doing a job that it can do better than you. And still work in progress. Just because it might take the job right, it doesn't say that it can do it properly. It's going to make bugs, and there's going to be somebody there monitoring it. It's not going to be left alone. Because fast food deliveries, it's on there now. They're 4 wheels, little eyes. Now, BJ's has their own. It's called. I think it's called again. I can't think of it. It monitors the coolers and inventory. It's scanning the inventory. It has 2 eyes. It didn't talk. I was shocked. I was in there one time and I said, "Oh, what the heck is this?" And Walmart has them, and everybody has them. You know, it cleans. Some of them clean the floor automatically. You used to have a guy driving up and down Walmart, then the robot can clean the floor, vacuum the floor, do everything. You have vacuums in your home. That's smart, right? They vacuum the floor. Some of them wash the floor and dry the floor and keep the floor good. You know, because you don't want carpet. You don't want to sweep the carpet, vacuum the carpet, sweep around the place. Yeah, robot can do all that stuff. But the ones that cut the lawn is the ones you have to watch out for. Because a lot of them seem to be not, well, security-wise. That's what we have to worry about. Okay, I'm gone.